information environment. The issue is to provide a democratic space for information to thrive so that our people are educated and kept informed about the activities of government as well as the private sector in terms of the economy and the direction the respective countries are moving. But in particular, in Zimbabwe, we have a new constitution which grants freedom of expression and association. And I have no doubt that our current constitution is one of the best in relation to its application to giving freedom for people to exercise their rights in terms of expressing themselves. Now, attending to the second aspect of your question, you say there's a minister in Namibia, I think, who is being prosecuted or has been prosecuted already, I don't know. Found guilty. We do not have to find another minister in Zimbabwe to find guilt on the basis of the one who was found guilty in People have to be found guilty on the basis of the crimes they commit, irrespective of what jurisdiction they belong to. But indeed, I can assure you that the current crop of leadership in SADC are united in the concept to fight crime in our respective jurisdictions. Illegal sanctions imposed on our country as a result of asserting ourselves to regain our land from those who are taken away from us, and sanctions were imposed on us. Those sanctions resulted in collapsing our economy. We as Zimbabweans do not regret our decision to take back our land. However, we have not put our heads under sand because sanctions have been imposed on us. We have decided to use our own resources, in particular because we enjoy political support from SADC throughout the challenges we faced as a country. And on the basis of our own resources, diplomatic and political support which we received from SADC, we are determined to recover our economy. And to do so, we introduced TSP, the Transitional Stabilization Program. With that, it entails huge reforms, economic reforms as well as political reforms. I'm happy to say that with regard to economic reforms, we are now seeing indicative progress with regard to recovery of the economy. We have introduced several austerity measures in order to again resuscitate our economy. In that process, however, our people across the board have to tighten their belts. We have no doubt that by the end of the year, we will see a significant recovery and progressive trajectory towards the vision which we have decided as a country to achieve, that is middle income status by 2030. Already, for the last 20 years, we have never balanced our budget as a result of sanctions. But now, since January this year, we've begun to see a surplus on the current account, which means that we are moving in the correct direction in terms of managing the economy. However, we still need to provide safety nets in the process of giving a comforting zone to our people with lower strata of our population. We have talked about investments between the two countries, am I correct?
Yes, with regard to your currency reform program.
Currency reform?
Program, yes.
Ah, okay. I'm sure we are fully aware that there is not a single country. If there is, kindly educate me, which has progressed and developed and modernized without a currency. Zimbabwe cannot be an exception. This is the reason why we have now moved away from the adoption of a basket of currencies and moved towards the creation of our own domestic currency. That is in progress. With the issue of joining the Commonwealth, but with regard to that aspect again, may I say that we feel there are great opportunities between Namibia and Zimbabwe in relation to promoting economic cooperation at all levels. If you were in the meeting, you realized what we were briefed by the Deputy Prime Minister of Namibia, giving a summary of issues that we covered. It's quite promising that if you, our lieutenants, implement those decisions and memorandums of understanding, then we'll move forward. But with regard to joining the Commonwealth, let me assure you that we were never expelled from the Commonwealth. We made a deliberate decision to leave the Commonwealth because we were facing a decision not to proceed with our land reform and remain in the Commonwealth, or leave the Commonwealth and go ahead with our land reform. We chose to do our land reform and leave the Commonwealth. Now that the land reform is behind us, we are willing to go back to the Commonwealth. And I'm happy that both Namibia and Southern countries support us in joining the Commonwealth. And the signals coming out from the Commonwealth Secretariat is that they are willing to accept us back. That, I think, covers your question related to the Commonwealth. The productive. We took it back because it is ours. So how we use it is the decision of our people. Fortunately, we want it to be productive, so we shall make it productive. Zimbabwe has not agreed to pay compensation on land. Get that clear. What we agreed in our constitution is to pay compensation on improvements on land by those who had acquired our land. And initially there was an arrangement for the British to compensate their kith and kin. That is a provision in our constitution which we intend to honor. Fortunately, however, the current United Kingdom government is willing to discuss that issue in order for them to contribute towards compensating their own kith and kin. A sister republic in Zimbabwe. May I express my profound gratitude to my brother, the President of Namibia, for warmly inviting me to pay a state visit to this revolutionary Republic of Namibia. Our two republics share the same vision to prosper our respective countries for the betterment of the lives of our people. The journey is long, but with determination and political will, peace, unity, and stability, we will achieve the goals we have set for our republics. Aluta.